been a rocky roller coaster-like start to the season for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Sure, the schedule has been brutal, but the play on the field has been inconsistent. Coach Joe Moorhead has taken the brunt of the blame, and he explained earlier this week what he's changed as a play caller from earlier in the season and has led to better results.
You know, talked to the team Friday night before the game that I was trying to game plan and call the perfect play, you know, every single time, and that's not just realistic. And when you're trying to make everything perfect every single time, then you know, the results weren't in our favor. And when just went back to game planning it, calling it aggressively, and doing what we do well, and you know, staying, you know, dictating the tempo of the game rather than reacting to the tempo of the game. I think that's something that you know, was an element that may have been missing at times in the middle part of the season, and one that won't be missing moving forward.
Tomorrow's game against La Tech set for 6:30 on the SEC Network. Meanwhile, Matt Luke said the team's off week couldn't have come at a better time. The Rebels expect to get C.J. Miller and Austin Robinson back from injury as they head into Saturday's game against South Carolina. If the Rebels want to see the results they set out to achieve at the beginning of the year, has to start up front for an offensive line that's coming off their worst performance of the year against Auburn.
There's a very, very fine line between, you know, being good and not being good in this league. And those guys have a lot of pride. And again, it's not that they just played terrible against Auburn, but when you play against a defensive line like that, you got to play great. And I think they have a lot of pride, and I expect a lot out of those guys. And again, we're able to move the football and got a bunch of yards against Auburn, so it wasn't just all bad. But we do have high expectations for that unit, and they will step up.
Much of the attention this weekend will be directed towards Aaron Rodgers against Tom Brady, Sunday Night Football. There's little doubt, though, that the game of the week will be played in the Big Easy. Saints riding a 6-game win streak. They'll welcome in the league's only undefeated, the LA Rams, and it's a challenge the guys are ready for, like right now.
We all know that how powerful their offense is, you know, what they're capable of on offense, and it's probably going to take all 60 minutes. So I'm willing now to go out to the streets to play 60 minutes if anybody's ready. No? Okay, didn't think so.
Listen, it's exciting. It's a great challenge. But here's the thing: it's one game, you know. And yes, it's a big game. Yes, it's against a great opponent who is undefeated and is playing exceptionally well right now. But for us, it's just another opportunity for us to take the next step, to continue to improve. I like the track that we're on, but we can still get better.
Sunday's game kicks at 3:25. It's on Fox. And after returning for the Pelicans Wednesday night in the loss against Golden State, Anthony Davis held out yet again with a lingering elbow issue as the New Orleans Pelicans lost for a 4th consecutive time. Defense, that continues to be a concern for New Orleans, who is allowing Western Conference opponents 122 points per game against them. They've allowed even more, 128 per game, during their 4-game funk. Julius Randle, he led the Pellies on offense with 29 last night. The team hopes to have AD back tomorrow in San Antonio, but head coach Alvin Gentry said that had last night's game been a playoff game, Davis would have been active, which is obviously good news for the often injured big man.
I mean, we've got to get them off the line. We got to get guys off the line. You know, I mean, the point differential is 30 points. From the 3-point line. I mean, we dominate the paint, we shoot more free throws, but it's really, really difficult to make up a 30-point deficit, you know, from 3. And we got to get them off the line, and we've got to make a few more on our own.
Yeah, I think the days of the Memphis Grizzlies type of teams giving up 89 points per game, those are long gone. I think it's okay to give up 100. You can't give up 132, though.
It's too
not going to
much.
win.
Too much.
Do that.